Hey, how's it going? Jocelyn Hillam here with Meliora Mentor. Meliora means better in Latin, and I want to encourage a better you, because life is better when we find a better us. Lots of good betters, right? I do a pregnancy episode every Tuesday and a mindset episode every Friday. Today is the Friday episode, and we are talking mindset and motherhood, and I actually had a dream about what I should be talking about today. So I am excited that you are joining me. If you have not given me a rating and review on iTunes yet, would you do that? That helps other women, other mothers to find this podcast when it gets more rating and reviews. So I would really appreciate it if you would take a little bit of time to do that for me. But other than that, I'm excited to jump into today's topic. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, the host of the Meliora Mentor podcast. Meliora means better in Latin. I encourage better thoughts for a better you and a better life through taking small steps in thought and action. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps without making drastic changes to their everyday life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. So lately I've been a person that has dreams a lot. And some nights it's actually fairly annoying. I don't like dreaming a lot all the time. Sometimes they're not great dreams, and sometimes they're fine, and sometimes they're just weird, and sometimes I just really don't know what's going on. But the other night I did have a dream. I was thinking about the content I wanted to have for March, and that had kind of been on my mind for a couple days, and that night I was in this dream, and I'll see if I can tell you a little bit of the dream. We were at a gathering. I don't know if it was like a family gathering or a friend gathering, but I was talking to a distant cousin who I hadn't seen for a long time. And we were kind of on the topic of self-improvement and trying to better ourselves and better our lives. There was hustle and bustle kind of all around, but we seemed oblivious to it because we were in this conversation. I was working on something at the table, some sort of craft, sitting next to them and discussing this topic with them. And as the conversation kept going, I got passionate about the use of my cell phone. And I told them that what has made the biggest difference in my self-development, in my improvement, has been minimizing my use on my cell phone. And I looked at them and to kind of verify, that has been one of the most important changes I have made in becoming a happier person, in finding Meliora. And I woke up from that dream just feeling a sense that someone needs to hear this. Someone needs to hear encouragement for detoxing cell phone use. Because in our day and age, cell phone use can get easily out of hand. And it is not good for us. It generally is not good for our mental and emotional health. And I want to talk a little bit about that and how it has helped me. I know I have talked on this topic many times before, but repetition. A lot of our lives are repetition. We have to eat. We repetitively eat. We repetitively shower. And we repetitively have to be reminded the things we want to do to train our brains to reach the goals and the ideals and the vision that we set for ourselves. So this is more repetition and reminding us of the things that we need to do to help us to get where we want to be, especially in our motherhood, especially in raising our children. A while back, it's probably been a year or so, I don't even remember what date, but I think it was about a year ago, the prophet asked us to detox with our cell phone. He asked us to take a week off. And I don't even remember if this was last year, a couple of years ago, but I remember it was a while ago. And I decided, okay, I am going to do this. I'm going to not get on any social media for that week. And the first 3 days were super hard. My thumb kept wanting to go to that button to those social media apps to check and to see what notifications I received or what was going on, who was having babies, who was getting married, who was having a hard day, who was having a good day. And I found myself wanting to check those first 3 days. After that, I found myself trying to fill that time with something else, either with reading to my children or reading my own book or cleaning up around the house or working on my own projects. And by the time that week was over, I felt really refreshed. In fact, there was one morning that I woke up on that, I think it was that week. If not, it was some other cell phone detox I did. But I woke up so refreshed and so happy. And it had been a long time since I had waken up, if I can spit my words out. It had been a long time since I had waken up so fresh and so happy and so energized to meet and greet life. And I attributed a lot of it to that detox of the cell phone, of not being on my cell phone all the time. Today I'm going to tell you about 3 things that really helped me when I did that detox, and they might help you as well. And I hope this is encouragement that you will desire to spend a little less time on your phone, a little less time on those social media apps that tend to be time suckers. The first one was I was a happier person. I was so much happier. I couldn't believe that the comparisons were going on in my mind of what I thought were just simple things. I was comparing myself to others, to their lot in life, whether I was ahead or behind, and whether that made me good or not. And I was constantly comparing. If I would see someone else online getting a new house or a new car or whatnot, and I felt maybe less because I don't have a new house and I don't have a new car. And you don't really realize these types of things that you do on the surface unless you sit back and analyze it. And I've sat back many times and analyzed this, and I found that I compare where I'm at in life with compared to where other people are at in life. Man, I'm sorry I'm stumbling over my words today. And I found that as I didn't have that comparison on my mind, on top of my mind all the time, because I was checking all the time, I felt a lot happier. And this transcended into a lot of areas of my life. It helped my motherhood. It helped my marriage. It helped me as an individual. Overall, it helped me to be a happier person. So that was the first one that really stood out to me. The next one that stood out a lot to me was I started getting back into some of my hobbies. I actually picked up a book. I actually read to my children. I actually started enjoying cooking more. And I started enjoying these hobbies more because I wasn't constantly distracted. I was able to have deeper one-on-one conversations with my children and with my husband, not husbands, because I was no longer distracted. And it was powerful, and I noticed the difference. The third thing that really blessed my life was that I realized there is more to life than my screen, like my family, like my husband, like my own hobbies and my own gifts and talents, and my motherhood. I realized there was more to life than being stuck in that screen. I have the feeling that someone listening is stuck inside their screen and they're finding it hard to get out. And I know what it's like because I have been stuck in there too, especially in hard seasons like pregnancy or an illness or a diagnosis. It can be really easy to get stuck inside those little boxes because they numb our minds. They numb us from feeling the feelings that come with some of the hard situations we might be going through. And even if you're not in a hard situation, it is still hard. Even since that time that the prophet told us that, I have had times where I've had to re-detox myself again to get even better at it. And I have gotten a lot better. I had a time where I would just check people's stories. I wouldn't scroll. And then I did a detox and I was like, I'm still comparing through people's stories, even if I'm not scrolling. So I had to knock off stories. Now I've gotten to a point where I've gotten pretty good at just checking notifications. I will admit at times I allow myself, or I don't know, I still scroll on occasion, but it's so much better than before, and I feel so much happier. I feel so much more enlightened in my marriage. I feel so much more confident in podcasting, in my hobbies, and sharing my gifts and talents, of telling other people of the things I have learned and sharing that with them. And that is because I am not stuck inside my screen all the time, which is super powerful. I have a couple of quotes that I would really like to share with you from Elder Dieter F. Uchtdorf. He quotes Michael Crichton in Jurassic Park, and it says, "A day is like a whole life. You start out doing one thing, but end up doing something else. Plan to run an errand, but never get there. At the end of your life, your whole existence has that same haphazard quality too. Your whole life has the same shape as a single day." And that's the end of the quote by Michael Crichton. Elder Uchtdorf says, "Do you want to change the shape of your life? Change the shape of your day. Do you want to change your day? Change this hour. Change what you think, feel, and do at this very moment. A small rudder can steer a large ship. Small bricks can become magnificent mansions. Small seeds can become towering sequoias. Minutes and hours well spent are the building blocks of a life well lived. They can inspire goodness, lift us from the captivity of imperfections, and lead us upward to the redemptive path of forgiveness and sanctification." That quote is powerful. We need to change what we do in our hours and minutes if we're stuck in our phone in order to find a deeper and more meaningful life. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's not easy, and I've still had times where I relapse and I find that I'm deeper into my screen than I want to be. It takes time, and it takes the small and simple steps. My favorite scripture that I've quoted many times on this podcast is, "Small and simple things bring great things to pass." And by doing these small things, by taking time off of your phone and being present, by connecting with those you love, by being who you desire to be, by finding your gifts, your talents, and your hobbies, you can make small and great things come to pass. I know it, Mama. I know you are doing incredible things in your home, and I know that if you spend a little less time on your phone, it can bless you. Maybe it'll bless you in the areas like it blessed me. I was able to spend more time on my hobbies. I felt happier, and I felt that there was more to life. I found deeper connection with my family, and you can do it too. If you need deeper help because you are drowning, you need a hand to help pull you out, please reach out to my email. I almost have the Calendly link set up to where you can sign up through there. But message me. We can set up some one-on-one coaching where I can mentor and guide you through the process of getting out of your thoughts, getting out of your own head, and becoming the mother that you desire to be. If this interests you, please message me and let's connect. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Meliora Mentor podcast, for listening, for sharing, and for most of all, applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you and a better life through taking small steps in thought or action to reach your goal. If you are one of those individuals who have an inner desire but are having a difficult time making progress in your goals, I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.